There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So we're here to discuss about whether or not it is the case that guess who is a faggot, a liar, a chat GPT merchant, yes or no?
Well, I'm gonna give my input on things from everything I've observed from the dude. Now,
Okay,
I,
hold on. If you are gonna send screenshots or evidence, send it in the side chat in VC. We don't need to spam general. Okay.
yeah, yeah, that's what I was planning on doing. But this guy, are you recording now? I'm guessing you are.
The bot is recording. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So yeah, what did this guy do?
So the first time I encountered this dude was almost 2 years ago.
Damn. Hello. Yeah. Your mic is lagging, bro. Bro,
Oh, I think I know.
your mic is lagging. I can't hear anything.
All right, is it
It's lag.
better now?
Yes.
Okay, I
Perfect.
don't know why it did that. Do I need to start from the beginning again?
Yes. I think no
So
need.
I encountered this dude like 2 years ago when he joined the server to try to play King of the Hill with me and Solomon and like one other dude named God of War. And he just was really not happy with the takes we were having. And every time we would ask him to provide evidence of why we're wrong, he would just respond back in anger and try to call us dumb. And just he never really provided anything to prove his argument. And he was telling us to go read the books. And it's like, first of all, it's a visual novel. And second of all, it's just if you're going to say an argument's wrong, at least provide the evidence to prove it's wrong instead of just saying it's wrong. And it just kinda went into a cycle where we would beat on him, he would leave the server, and then he would come back, and it happened 3 times.
Wait a sec. I saw that comment where he claimed that everyone in Avalon is toxic bootlicker or something.
I mean, the funny part is when he made that claim when he was in the server, Toxic never even joined the server. He didn't join the server until a year after it was created, and that was guess who joined during the beginning. So he's just making up random claims, and he claims Solomon kicked him or banned him, and it's like I looked at the audit log, he was never banned, and we never even banned people in the first place. We didn't start banning till recently, but we've always been a server that allowed opposing opinions because it's good to have debate, because if you don't question things, then that makes you a mindless idiot. Is the sole thing that makes a person human is being able to question the things around you. And he didn't like that at all. And we're not the type to silence overtakes. That's why the server's public for people to join. The only people that get banned are ones that just are an asshole. And so it's interesting he makes that claim and he tries to say we are being assholes about it. And I saw like a few months ago, Toxic he responded to one of his claims on his post and he was able to counter it with very solid logic. And guess who decided to say, ask him, are you gay? And just tried to
Relevant
like,
question.
yeah,
Yeah, he
he
also asked him whether or not he was a drug addict.
as
Those are
well.
just out of the
And
air question.
yeah, yeah. And he like I'm gonna get the screenshot here. But he claimed that he didn't call him a drug addict at first. But then when I called him out on it and quoted him on it, he said it was proof a point. And so I'm gonna show you the tech debate toxic with him on YouTube. Let me get the screenshot. But
Put it in the side chat.
yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let me find it. Forgive me for taking a second. I just didn't expect to be sending this just yet. There it is. So here was the first time Toxic tried to talk to him. Let me try. I'm trying to forward it. Where is it? There it is. So here's the first batch of screenshots where Toxic tried to debate him originally, and he made gay remarks, which was highly inappropriate.
Talking,
It
that's
was
just
just, and this is where he made the statement about me and Solomon. And this is the first time he mentioned about him being a drug addict. Now, keep in keep this in mind when he mentioned this. So it was the first time, and here is second time it was mentioned. And okay,
I mean, let me get this clear. Toxic's a grown ass man. He's turning 22 this year. It doesn't matter whether or not he smokes or drinks. It's legal for him.
absolutely. It's nobody's business whether or not they smoke or drink. As long as they're not doing something like cocaine, that's something you can speak out against. Hard drugs that'll kill a person, yeah, it's good to speak out against it and try to help the person. But we can
But
see clear
in a
here.
perspective manner. Sure. Also
We can
follow up with it.
see we can see clearly that he meant it with malicious intent. He never planned on saying it in a way of, you know, maybe you should get your life sorted out and maybe get some help. No, he just said it to try to beat down on him and try to make him feel lesser than he already is. And it was just really a pathetic attempt at avoiding to converse with a person because it's very clear he knew who Toxic was because he mentioned Avalon here. But he's just he's an asshole. He won't debate, and anybody that challenges him is an evil person and just horrible. Like he made it like he couldn't define fourth dimensional for 5D. He couldn't define any spatial dimensional scaling. And I noticed when I mentioned that I found mistakes in his video got taken down and then it was made to where you had to pay for it, which was freaking unbelievable. Who the hell is going to pay for a video of his? And I
I
just,
mean, he thinks he
also,
is so high and mighty. He thinks he has rep thing.
yeah, he thinks he's somebody who's like this is supposed to be what he claims to be an educational video, and yet he's trying to have people pay for it. And you'll see here, here's the video showing that you have to pay for it currently. And luckily, I had the video up before on my computer because I already watched it once. And here, I'm gonna get a fucking screenshot.
No one's paying for this, bro.
You can see here he reposted the video
I
too
mean,
much.
a guy who
He
can define the
I'm
A
sorry, I
dimension of
cut you
all.
off.
Okay, okay. A guy who can define the dimension of all n tuples of real numbers. It's a Euclid in space can be that educated. I mean,
Yeah, and it's like you can see clearly the video here was made 2 months ago, and then he re-uploads it again just to try to make people pay for it. And it's like, holy shit, you're full of yourself when it's just not even right. And when I watch the videos myself, I don't care if you think Typhoon is outer versatile, boundless, hyper. I don't care about that. I just care about getting it correct. And he just straight up in his videos, he says stuff, then he cuts off context in his screenshots. And it's very obvious when you watch it. Anybody that's read it would realize that he's just being disingenuous. And it's kind of crazy that he wants you to pay for something that is leaving out context. He used an AI voice because we know why he used an AI voice because he can't record a
he's
video.
insecure. He's
He knows,
insecure.
yeah, he's insecure because he probably sounds like an idiot. He probably stutters like crazy. He just he is lost. And it's clear he's made it for agenda. He doesn't actually plan on being, you know, just actually showing what the scaling is, and he doesn't care. He says he said it many times before. He he don't he doesn't understand power scaling, and yet he's making power scaling videos. And like
This guy,
I
this
had a
guy
friend of
reminds me.
mine.
Yes,
I'm sorry, you go.
this guy reminds me of Exility. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he does. I
they,
had
they
a friend
both
of
show the
mine.
they both
I'm so,
show the same traits: being an asshole, being a fag who dodges, can justify their claims. Yada yada yada. Yeah,
and
go
like
on.
I had a friend of mine who's a ReZero fan. He he decided to watch his video, and he noticed that like he kept on using author statements which were entirely incorrect. There was no part of it that was correct at all, and they were outdated. It was clear the author did not know how to power scale, and this is a common theme where he said that like no character can destroy the planet, and it's like in his same text he has the guy destroying a planet, and it's like, okay, the author clearly doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And so my friend Dark decided to try to message the guy and see what he has to say. And this was his response, and I was like, here, I'm gonna send it here in the chat. I gotta love it's not appearing, even though I'm doing it. But hey, why is it? There we go. Now it's appearing. But you can see here, like
Statement
he,
negated in pursuit. Yeah, this
it,
Gesso guy kills every verse. I highly doubt if he reads them.
well, I'm about to get to the more interesting part of this. So my friend decided to have a little more of a conversation with this dude. Now, you would assume a person who power scales it would actually read the text because that's part of being a freaking proper power scaling is actually knowing the content. And I'm gonna send the screenshots here. And here we go. It's loading the screenshots. But you can see here, he
Right.
tries to say it's not power scaling, even though the title of the video clearly says that's the point of it.
That's a performative contradiction, bro. That's literally evident.
It's like, what's the point of making the video? It's like I'm trying to understand it, and it's like I think he makes shit, and he just doesn't know what the hell he's talking about at all. He just based it entirely off random author statements, and everybody in the comments was like a sheep and just said, "Oh yeah, this is great," and it's like,
I mean,
how can
most of the people don't have the ability to think for themselves. That's the matter with people on Discord, YouTube, and basically any social media. You feed them lies, they will eat them.
yeah, and it's really dumb that these people are just believing anything that comes out of this dude's mouth, and
And
I'm really
you
disappointed in
remember,
people.
you remember when Dipsos and Exility said the entirety of Nasu was caps at 8D, right? And everyone believed it. It's pretty sad that people don't care to read things for themselves. Neither do they care to scale things for themselves. They just believe in that dad is for everything.
Yeah, and
Okay,
I find it really pathetic that people are just a sheep mentality. They're not even trying to read at all. You know, I would respect a person a lot more if they, they tried, but they just don't. And it's like this is just this is lame. It's freaking lame. And like you see people like this. I'm gonna forward another message. This was even toxic talking about this. Where hold on, let me get this. Um, I gotta love it. Oh my god, can't this freaking channel appear in forwarding? There it is. You can see people here on the freaking Reddit are making these claims, and it's like they're praising the video, and it's like, what the hell? He's saying, "Oh, textures are not always universes," and it's like, he, it varies, but that still doesn't make it wrong. Just because there's two universal beats and there's one continental does not mean it's continental. You take the highest form, and that's how you scale it. You do not go for the lowest thing that
I
was
mean, yes,
accomplished from it.
yes, a universal character won't always perform universal skills. We can see in Dragon Ball, One Punch Man, and many other forms of fictional media where the characters don't perform their peak power showings every day. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just it's an embarrassment, and I invite every single person that says that his video is correct. I invite them to come on Discord and explain to me how it's correct without talking about wankers, without talking about other people's statements. Explain to me what makes him correct. I want
Uh,
you to show me the evidence that makes him correct. And if you're able to prove me wrong, I will admit I'm wrong. But I've
okay,
noticed, I've spoken to so many people that say he's correct, and they're never able to say why he's correct because they
okay.
don't know. They just agree, just to agree.
Do you have Guess Who's Discord tag?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
uh, did he accept your friend request? Or do you share a mutual server with him at all?
No, I didn't. I tried adding him and he didn't answer me. Why? What's toxic here?
Uh, Probably it's his free time.
It's I'll leave my comments another time. But it's just I think that's all I have on this topic. It's just he's a lame guy, and he's not going to debate. I know he is. I've tried adding him, and he clicked decline on me. I can provide his Discord server again, but it's pointless. He won't debate, and I know why he won't debate on the topics. He's already challenged me a little bit, and he lost. So I I really am just kind of I'm gonna get my video done where I'm gonna use scans and actually, try to be truthful. But he's just he's never gonna debate with me faithfully because
See,
he's a piece of
is
shit.
this guy Jewish? First
I
chance.
don't know what he is.
The rules seem to be written in Hebrew, which is the first language of Jews.
Yeah,
Does this Guess Who guy have associates or some sort? Does he have any fans or associates who would support him?
um, there's people inside his
No.
Discord server, but they're all kind of mindless bots that just have no
Yeah.
opinion of their own.
Where did you go?
I'm here. You can't hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I do hear you. I was just asking, does this Guess Who guy have any associates or fans who would support him?
Yeah, he has people in his Discord channel that are just regurgitating the same opinions as him with no stance at all. They're pretty easy to knock down. Like when you speak to them, they're just kind of like they're empty space. They have nothing that holds them up at all. When you try to question them, they just get really upset. They're the same thing like him, and then they just refer to their Lord and Savior to save them, and he ends up becoming useless. It's just it's a rinse and repeat cycle. So it's just I, w- I would like for him to actually debate me in voice chat, but I know he won't. So I know I'm wasting my time with him, and I'll just have to make the video. And I hope that this video I have here with you will have some people check out my channel when I do make this video, because I think it's good to bring these people to the spotlight to show this is why you need to read yourself, relying
Yeah.
on other people for scales. I
See,
think
most people rely on Reddit or Google or type on Wiki. I
I
think
think that's lame.
I think rely on type on Wiki is sometimes fine because the verse is really big, but I don't think the wiki is accurate always.
No, it's been wrong on translations before, and I I'll always say to read the content for yourself and come to your own opinion, but it's a very big thing to read, and it's very challenging, and it's not very clear at times. It's a very confusing thing to read at some points, but I'm always happy to help people who are into it and need help. It's always
Yes.
been what I've tried to do. I've helped many people, and I'll help many more people. It's kind of the point of Avalon, is to help people.
See. So should we stop the recording? I think that's
Yeah,
enough to
yeah.
cook
I,
the
I,
things.
I think I talked enough. I'm sure people are bored.
Yeah, sure. Let me stop the hold on. Wait, why isn't
You're having troubles.
it stopping? Wait, the recording. I'm saying
Here,
recording
let me
on.
try.
How to stop the recording? Wait.